Hello, everybody. Welcome to the life of today, to the Divine Power Life, where we are having activating and powerful, high vibrational conversations that support you in your life and in your business to grow to the next level. Okay, so let's just begin with a little meditation as people hop in. Taking a deep breath and arriving in the here and now. Connecting to the present moment, connecting to your chair, underneath, feeling roots growing down as you anchor and come into presence, growing down into earth. And inhaling, bringing the energy up, out of the crown and connecting to the center of the universe. And another inhale to come into the heart. All right. Okay, beautiful beings. So today we want to speak about the magic key for your business to flow with ease. And first of all, what means flow? Like, what means flow to you? And if you want to share, please, even if you're watching the replay, just make a comment and share here what flow means to you and how you envision yourself and your life and your business to be in flow. Because I would love to know, love to hear you. So the way how I see flow is to be in a space where everything that you want to do, that you envision, and all your tasks are getting done, and they're getting done with ease. So you do them, and yes, you're there and you're present, but in the same time, it just feels like on automatic. It feels like this greater energy is moving through you while you are doing it, doing the things together with you. May it be content creation or booking things or scheduling things or planning a new event, or if you have a product-based business, may it be creating your next product line. Like, everything just feels really flowing and effortless, and yet gets done, because that's the important thing. Because sometimes what I feel and often see is that with flow, flow is a very feminine inclined thing, and I see that flow, the feminine see flow as just being in the flow, and yeah, if something works out, I'll do it, and maybe not, or maybe tomorrow, and I'm just flowing and going and floating almost a little bit. And that's not what I'm talking about when I talk about flow, because the true flow actually works together with focused intent, and not just floating around and sometimes doing things and sometimes not, and then procrastinating and so on. That's actually more a form of avoidance and perhaps even self-sabotage, right? And then in the same time, yes, when you are in that state, and I know it from my own experience, because for a long time I lived in that frequency of flow, in that idea of flow, where I was just like flowing with life and seeing what happens, and I would meet all different people, and suddenly I was staying at this villa, and suddenly like I met the owner of some other places, and then they took me to the next like party or event. That was when I was still in my like wild party times, and it was cool. It was kind of fun, but in the same time, I wasn't really like creating anything or getting the things that I wanted done. Even when in the earlier years of my organic clothing line, I was just more in flow, like selling, meeting people, and then selling things, but then I wouldn't sell for maybe like 2 weeks or so until I met the next person. And yes, I love that element, but if we have only that, it's not gonna bring our business and our work into the next level. And so the way how I'm seeing flow now is like the river. And the river is not only water, because sometimes we can think flow is water, and it is. But what happens if you have a bucket of water and just toss it onto the floor? It just dissipates. There's no flow. It doesn't flow anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere. But the river, if you would toss it into like kind of like a structure like thing, maybe into a tube or something, then it's going to flow. It goes somewhere. It moves. But it can only move in this beautiful, effortless way because there's a structure that is holding it for it to move. And that is really the magic key here for your business to flow with ease, is to have these both elements in place, to have the structure in place, and then to have the energy of creation and flow liberated inside yourself so it can move with grace and with ease. So, for example, this weekend we had a beautiful, beloved sister who came to visit us. So we were just, being not only weekend, but we don't really work. We don't work on the weekends. I mean, we're not in creation mode, or not on the computer, or even on the Wi-Fi on the phone. But she was even there before, and even yesterday. And so, we're just focusing on being with her, and we're not actively working. And yet, I was checking my phone and sometimes looking at the emails, and there was a new sale, and I'm talking about my clothing brand now, and we just have sales coming in all the time, even though we were at the Temazcal, which is a sweat lodge, or we were like hiking in the mountains or having lunch or whatever. We just have sales coming in, and that's amazing, and that's the flow that we want to have and to be in our business. And that's as well like the flow for ourselves, to allow ourselves to just do the things we love and take a break and do something else, and yet have that consistent cash flow. But we only could have it and be in that space because we created a structure. And when I say we, I mean myself and my beloved, because we are running that business together, but as well for myself, because for a long time I was doing it by myself. I created a structure, a clear structure on how we are showing up, and on what are we doing when we are showing up, for it then to just effortlessly flow. And that structure involves consistency. And it's really important with that, when you are creating that structure, or perhaps you already have a structure and you're working with that, then here the key of flow is very important, because some people, and it happened to myself, get then too attached to the structure. And you almost become rigid around the structure. And I had that as well for a while in my business, where I was just rigid around the structure. And I was just like, boom, 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 doing all the things and being there and like taking all those tasks on. And I lost my inspiration and my spark. And I felt tired and I felt overwhelmed. And my nervous system felt in fight or flight, was operating from fight or flight. So here I wasn't in flow anymore. I became the structure. It's almost like when water freezes around the structure. I became frozen around the structure. And water was not flowing anymore. There was no flow. So what needed to happen? I needed to first stop and be like, okay, this is not how I want to live my life, to be constantly busy and this and that, or even when working with clients to just be constantly, doing sessions and doing the things, but not really having time for myself in between. So getting lost in the structure, what needed to happen was a softening, connecting to the warmth of the sun and the warmth of new energy and the warmth that the softening brings and that opening brings and the feminine brings. And slowly, slowly, slowly melting down the frozen water so that it could start to flow again, but yet be contained. And I did that by letting go of the task that I just didn't want to do anymore. And it was like, I'm not going to do those tasks. I don't like them. They really need to be done. I'm just going to get an assistant to help me with that. Or I just completely let them go because they actually haven't been serving me anyway, and I just do them because I believe I should. I did that as well by bringing more flexibility into my schedule and not working how I would always work from like 9 to 4 or something, or 9 to something like that, and be like, okay, I'll just take longer breaks, or if eventually I don't feel it, I do it a bit later, and really come from that space when it naturally occurs, when it naturally arises. But that can only happen when we have healed our relationship with the structure, when we have healed our relationship with consistency, and which is the masculine. So in short, when we have healed our relationship with our inner masculine, so we feel safe to show up, we feel safe to do the things, we are not going into fight and flight or running away or feeling like being consistent and showing up for our business is something that perhaps is going to make us feel stuck in a routine or so on. So we need to heal all of these things. And then from that space, we're going to be able to find a beautiful, flowing, juicy way of a dance where we have that structure, but we dance with that structure. We are not confined by that structure. We are not restricted by that structure. But we are one with that structure. So again, the magic key for your business to flow with ease is to have that balance in place, to have that structure, and then to flow with that structure, not to become the structure, not to be rigid around it. And if both parts inside you are, I don't want to say fully healed, because we are constantly healing, ascending to the next level, but are balanced, if the inner feminine, divine feminine, and the inner divine masculine is balanced and its full expression, you are naturally going to show up for the things that you do because you love them, and there's no self-sabotage anymore, and the procrastination is not more powerful than what it is that your heart and your soul actually wants to express. So all of that is just going to dissolve, and things are gonna be easy. And ease is what we want. Things have to feel easy and natural. If they don't, if it feels intense, if it feels pushing, if it feels resisting, if you are feeling stressed or overwhelmed, then you are not in ease, and then things are not in flow. All right. So, beloved ones, I hope this could serve you. Please share with me in comments any inspirations, any thoughts that you got. Share with me what it is that you are struggling with in your business. What is blocking you from your flow? Are you like too much in your feminine, or are you too much in your masculine, or what is it? I would love to know. Thank you all so much. And if you are tuning in from outside my Facebook group, I invite you to join my Facebook group. The Modern Mystics Magic Collective is really amazing in there. We are creating a sweet community of powerful, like-hearted beings. I'm going live there on a weekly basis, speaking about incredible, inspiring topics that are going to support you in rising into the next level of creating this new paradigm business. And if you want to go deeper with me, you can book a free clarity call where we talk about all the things that need to shift for you to rise into the next level of your ascension. And we're going to create a beautiful, divine miracle map that is going to support you in that process of bringing your business into beautiful flow, into beautiful flow on all levels, from cash to inner flow to inner magic, and all the things that you are wanting to create in your life and bring forth. So, beloved one, I'm going to leave that link in the comments. You can find it there, or no, in the description. I always mix that up. And you can as well send me a private message if you have any more questions, okay? So much love to you all, and speak soon. Bye.